Garshay Marhaba. Human psychology is very sensitive, and emotions, positive emotions, negative emotions, and then our reaction to different things. This is very complicated. Whether it's love or it's hatred, whether it is generosity or stinginess, whether it's holding grudge against somebody or taking a revenge or forgiving people. It's all about emotions. Emotions play a very pivotal role in our life. And not enough has been discussed in these spiritual circles about human behaviour, about emotions. However, everything is revolving around emotions. Emotion is oftentimes a set of reactions to things. Whether you're being grateful to God or you're being thankful to your fellow men, whether you're unhappy with yourself or you're unhappy with your fellow men, or you are unhappy with God, it's all reaction. Some people are more likely to exhibit positive emotions, and some others tend to be very economical with exercising, exerting, or exhibiting positive emotions. Negative emotions come from the negative source in you, and positive emotions will come from an enlightened heart and a conscious soul. You will see people with positive and negative reactions, but sometimes you will see people with only negative reactions and negative emotions, and you wonder why such people only exhibit negative emotions, and their reaction is oftentimes severe than expectation. This is all human psychology. Our brain is the center point where everything is cooked. You don't bake stories. You only cook them. Some people spend 16, 18 years in school, college, and university, and they become discerning, learned individuals, and they think they know everything. But that is so foolish. There is so much knowledge. There is so much to know about so many things in your life that you can never learn enough to understand everything. Psychology on its own will tell you nothing. You will become a sophisticated mind with a lot of unresolved, mysterious stories in your brain. I have noticed one thing. as a spiritual person. And that's in every field of different types of knowledge. If spirituality is not present, that knowledge is useless. For example, psychology. It is the study of human behaviour, but it doesn't tell you what is it that the human behavior depends on. How the human behavior becomes positive and how it turns into negative. And what is the source which will turn it into positive and negative. Psychology is all about human behavior, but it doesn't tell you the source. It doesn't tell you how to maneuver your emotions. Emotions are like you have a tennis ball and you throw that tennis ball at a wall and it comes back to you. When I was a little child, I used to do that. Catching practice, I used to grab a tennis ball and hit it against the wall and keep catching the ball. You know? So are emotions. Sometimes somebody will say something, you don't understand it, and you derive a desired meaning of that word and you get angry. And when you get angry, there will be an outburst of unclassified emotions. That's very funny, isn't it? You're not even throwing the ball against the wall. You're just sitting. So, the action is taking place inside your brain, and the reaction is also taking place inside your brain. You're the whole soul creator that you have cooked in your mind. You understand that? Some poor souls on this earth are so desperate. You say one word to them and they will say, "Oh, you made my day, God. You made my day." But then what about these people, these individuals who are just sitting alone? Huh? And oftentimes unruffled, undisturbed peace which surrounds them. And even then there is a reaction. Unsolicited reaction. Unsolicited reaction. They're just sitting in their divine solitude. They're just sitting by themselves. And sometimes they cry. What happened? Nothing. Oh. And sometimes they will smile. What happened? Nothing. Oh, okay. What is it then? You're thinking about something nice, and that nice thought will have a rebound, and there will be a reaction, and you will feel happy. Self-acquired happiness. Don't take the wrong meaning. And then they will think of something really horrible, really bad. And they will have all sorts of, ideas and guesswork. Some people have a habit of thinking too much. Don't do that. You see, if you wear this jacket every day, it will wear out very soon. Right? If you use your tongue a lot, it will wear out one day. And then after that, anything that comes from your mouth will be BS, because your real tongue is worn out. In a similar way, when you overload your mind, what happens? There is a gateway between conscious mind and subconscious mind. That gateway is open. And you don't know who is coming and going. Thoughts are coming like rain from the subconscious mind. You're not even thinking about something, but the thoughts are coming. Why? Maybe a week ago something happened and it wasn't of that importance. When things that you experience and those things are of less importance, then your set standard of importance. When these things happen and you think that they are of less importance, then what happens? Those things go into your subconscious mind. You only remember things which are in your conscious mind. But then sometimes when it's overloading your brain, the gateway between subconscious mind and conscious mind, and those things are now coming back. And you say, oh my gosh, what is this? When did I see this? I think this is a message from God. No, it's not a message from God. You were in Norbury last week. Then this happened, but you forgot it because you thought it was of less importance. So it was stored in your subconscious mind. But now because you are overloading, you're trying to just squeeze something out of it. So those thoughts are now coming into your conscious mind and you're not aware of the source. That's why you say, this has happened. Oh my gosh. Look, I'm genius. I'm genius. But you saw it in Norbury. Really? And if somebody reminds us, no, it's not coming from God, it's coming from you. He's jealous of you. It is coming from God. I never thought about it. Oh, yeah, you didn't think about it, but you saw it happening somewhere. If you study what is IQ level is all about putting every piece of information in your conscious mind. For example, you're passing by a street. Your IQ level will be judged when you walked through the passage. What did you see? And did you think about it? Every piece of information in your conscious mind. When you see things, but you don't pay attention, right? I mean, you can ignore things, but your eyes can't. Your eyes are cameras. If you keep your camera on, it will keep storing pictures and images, whether or not you want to see it. In a similar way, your eyes, your ears, they record everything. They record every image, every word. And then what happens? It goes into your thoughts, things, anything you notice, anything you see, anything you hear. If it is done with attention, it is stored in your conscious mind and it improves your IQ level. IQ level, Brother Steve, IQ level now this is what I'm telling you. In psychology books, you will not find it. True. IQ level, when not accompanied by EQ level is zero. IQ, intelligence quotient, and EQ, emotional quotient. You understand? If I see a beautiful woman walking, if I'm sound, my IQ level is good, my EQ level is good, I must say, wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
And this will mean I have a healthy brain. So in order to improve your IQ level, you have to work on your EQ level.
Wow.
EQ, emotional graph.
Wow.
You become really ill mentally when your IQ level lacks EQ level. Show emotions. You know, if you see something and there is no reaction, you're suppressing your soul. Majesty, you're suppressing your soul. It means your emotional sensory system is gone. Can't detect this. There is bad odor, bad smell. And you're not responding. And then you will see somebody is really handsome and somebody is really beautiful sitting there. Sanubi. I don't give a damn. It means something is wrong. Something is really, really wrong with your brain. This brain is not functioning well. This is mental disorder.
Very true. Very true.
Now, but this is happening because you are a surgeon, you are a physician, and you are a scientist, and you are an engineer, but you are not aware of intelligence, of emotion. This is why you have turned into a cabbage. If a human being doesn't have emotions, no intelligence, there is no, in my eyes, difference between a human being or dead meat cabbage. What do you think? So IQ level is all about EQ level, emotional discipline. When there is something that should awaken your senses, when there is something that should awaken your senses, and still your senses are not awakened, you are emotionally dead. When your emotions are dead, when your brain is not responding, you cannot obtain divine love. It is impossible. When on tiny matters you're not responding, when your senses are not even replying to tiny things like the room is messy, the room is stinky, and you say, oh, I don't care. No. It's not that you don't care. Your senses are not awakened. Something is lying on the floor, and your mind is not telling you, pick it up and put it here. You don't do that. You know why? Because something is wrong here. I'm sorry, but this is what I have gathered. What do you think? This is mental illness. Some people think, oh, no. Why should I do it? That is mental illness. Why should you do it? Maybe tomorrow you will say, I want to pee, but why should I do it? Somebody else should go and pee for you. But because this cannot happen, this is why you must do it. Nobody will volunteer. If somebody could volunteer in this matter, then nobody would go to the toilet, because I hate to go to the toilet. I would always ask, Chachu to volunteer for this. Okay. So what happens is, you're sitting here, and with a bird's eye view, you have seen everything. You've seen everything. Your eyes have stored all the images. Sometimes we don't hear things. Sometimes we just see things. Our eyes record those images, and those images go into the back of our mind, and they're stored in the subconscious mind. And then oftentimes when those images reappear before our eyes, we say, oh, what is it? What is it? I don't know. You know why is it happening? Because your eyes have stored the images, but you didn't pay attention. This is why the information is incomplete. This is why your thoughts are ruffled, disturbed. When you are somewhere, in order for a healthy mind, you must see things with attention. Pay attention. Why? Not because you're going to marry this glass, but because if I don't pay attention, this image which is stored in my subconscious mind will not have enough information, and then it will trouble me later on. So if you're sitting here and there, when I come, I do this. I'm safe now. Why? Because my eyes have taken images, and I have paid attention, and I know, oh, this is a bottle. Oh, that's fair enough. Be there. Don't come here. I know who you are. At home, if somebody knocks on the door, who is it? I'm not bothered who comes and who goes, but I need to know. You know why? Because if somebody is knocking on the door and I don't know who it was, now this thought that somebody came and knocked on the door will be stored in the back of my mind, in the subconscious mind, and it will bother me later on. And when things are incomplete and they transfer themselves from the subconscious mind into conscious mind, they create doubts. Oh, somebody came the other day. There was a knock on the door. Who was it? Who was it? If you ask me this question, I'll slap you in your face. Why are you asking me? Why didn't you pay attention?
True.
If you were so concerned, why didn't you go at the door and found out, oh, it was him or it was her? So never, ever, be careful. Your eyes are like spy cameras. Everything is being stored. And you want to make sure that everything which is being stored by your eyes, by your sensory system, does not store anything incomplete. So pay attention so that every information is full information. And when it's full information, your mind will be healthy.
True.
You will never be hallucinated. You will never be delusioned. You will never have any doubts. This is why oftentimes when people are really annoyed and irritated, like Shahid Bhai was a few days ago, I wanted to know why it happened. Do you now understand why I asked you? Tell me the reason why you were angry. Because I cannot feed my brain with incomplete knowledge. This is important for me. If you say, I'm peeing, I will not ask you a question, why are you peeing? Because I know, why do you pee? I don't need this information. You pee because it's just a system, right? Oh, I'm shitting. Okay, that's enough. I'm not going to ask you why you're shitting, because I know why you shit. This is the inquisitiveness of my mind. I have trained my mind not to store anything incomplete. Trust me. I cannot store incomplete things. I need to know the reason. Right. Okay. Whatever the reason was, just say it. Whatever the reason was, right or wrong, I don't care. I'm only concerned that when this information is stored in the back of my mind, it is not incomplete, so that it doesn't bother me, doesn't bug me in future. And this is all intelligence. This is all IQ. What do you think, Brother Steve? You need to know everything. Whether you do anything right or wrong, but for the sake of my mental health, I need to know why you did it. Otherwise, the information will be incomplete. Do you think this information is helpful? Yeah? So what is to remember? Check your surroundings. If you do this, you will be more intelligent than Sherlock Holmes. Honestly. Then every MFI member will be more intelligent than 007, James Bond, Rafaqat Ali. So what is to remember? Check your surroundings. And don't forget, everything you see is stored in form of an image in your brain, right? And now, you need to be careful because everything is being stored. What you see is being stored. What you need to do now is, whatever is being stored, it should have some information. Like, what is it? If this information is incomplete, your IQ level will go down. Not here, in your brain. IQ level is judged by what you have in your conscious mind and how much your conscious mind is affected by your subconscious mind. This is how they measure the IQ level. But when you know everything which is being stored, for example, I know this is a glass and this is water. Now, this information will never go into the subconscious mind because it's not useless. This will stay here. The more information is stored in your conscious mind, the more intelligent you are. The ability to identify something is intelligence. And to react is emotion. Simple, man. हम बोलते हैं इंटेलिजेंस, लोग क्या आसमानों से उतरते हैं? अरे यार, ये एक आम सी चीज है नहीं? What is intelligence? The ability to identify something. And to react is emotion. Simple as this. Brother Steve, I swear to God, this information is not from here. But you take this information to anybody, and his jaws will drop. What is it that suffices the IQ level? What is it? I told you about 2 Qs.
EQ.
And what is EQ? Okay. Now, if I asked you whether or not you were emotionally intelligent, what would you say? What is emotional intelligence? Very simple.
Reaction of emotions.
Okay. Give me the example.
Seeing beautiful.
No. Why did you only remember beautiful women? Why didn't you remember the messy room? Okay, now, in this kind of scenario where Shakil Bhai is sleeping, the room is messy, stinky, but he's comfortable. What is it?
Lack of emotions. Emotionally dead.
Now you understand it. But before this piece of information, you didn't have answer to this.
No.
Non-responsive. It's a mental illness. When you have pain, some people, when they have pain, they make a mountain out of a molehill. when somebody else has pain? It's none of my business. You're emotionally dead.
That's true.
True. Very
It's all about emotions. I mean, if I see something beautiful, for the sake of my mental welfare, I must comment. I must. For example, it's a nice, beautiful BMW car. Oh my gosh, wow, what a car. I have to say it. You know why? For the welfare of my mental health. And I know, I'm aware of it. That's why I do it. What a beautiful watch. Wow, it's nice. And then I would ask different people to give their remarks. So it's stored with a lot of information, and it doesn't bug me in future. How do you do it? How do you react when you see wrong things and right things and ugly things and, beautiful things? Do you oftentimes just ignore it? Or do you think you have made your religion to remark on it or to comment on it? Ghafoor bhai, does it benefit you, today's thought? It's the initial, introduction to the type of psychology I am imposing on you.
wonderful.
Is it going to help everybody? Like I said, when you're sitting somewhere, your eyes are storing all the images and you're not paying attention to it. You completely ignore their existence. And this is where you become folly. This is where your IQ level goes down, like -30, -40. And it's not, it doesn't take too long. You're sitting somewhere, you can see things. Just pay a little attention and complete the information. So every time, what's there. For example, I need glass. And there's a glass. The image of the glass is in my subconscious mind, but the information is incomplete. So what will happen? Now say, bring me a glass. Oh, Dad is there. Oh, sorry, yaar. And this happens many times with so many people, doesn't it? Why? It's not like and we simply say, oh, absent mind. But what is absent? Mind is not absent. The information is absent in the mind. In self-awareness level 2, we will deal with IQ and EQ. Yeah? And then comes a higher awareness. Awareness of God in you. Now we're talking about awareness of you in you. In third level, we'll talk about awareness of God and His presence in you. Yani, who is behind the scenes working inside you? If you want to know who is inside you, God or devil, how to detect it? Yeah? But this self-awareness level 2 will go on for 7 days. And then after 7 days, I will start level 3. And I can guarantee to you that after these 7 days, you will have a lot more understanding of life. You will have a lot more confidence. I bet. I can bet my life on it.
Aura TV. Guidance. Brought to you